Transfer Amendment Bill, third reading. Tax Administration Amendment Bill, third reading.
Order. Order. There is order. I'm going to ask the clerk to read. Order. There is simply too much noise as members leave the chamber. I'm actually going to ask the clerk to read Government Order number 1 and 2 again, please.
Land Transfer Amendment Bill, third reading. Tax Administration Amendment Bill, third reading.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Louise Upston.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Land Transfer Amendment Bill and the Tax Administration Amendment Bill be now read a third time. These bills were divided in the committee stages from the Taxation, Land Information and Offshore Persons Information Bill. These bills enable improved compliance with tax laws by allowing for the collection of information to ensure that people who buy and sell property for profit, including overseas buyers and short-term speculators, pay their fair share of tax. They are part of a suite of measures, Mr Speaker, announced as part of Budget 2015 to bolster the tax rules on property transactions, including those by overseas buyers, and to help Inland Revenue enforce them. Taken together, these measures will help Inland Revenue to enforce tax rules, provide it with extra resources, and to ensure that property investors and speculators pay their fair share of tax, whether they are from New Zealand or from overseas. Everyone here, Mr Speaker, will agree that it is perfectly reasonable to expect that anyone who has an obligation to pay tax does so. The Land Transfer Amendment Bill supports the new Bright Line test set out in another bill currently before the House. The Bright Line test supplements Inland Revenue's current intentions test. Under this test, gains from residential property sold within 2 years of purchase will be taxed unless the property is the seller's main home, inherited from a deceased estate, or transferred as part of a relationship property settlement. The bill collects the information needed to support tax measures. It therefore rightly focuses on those who have or are likely to have tax obligations. Therefore, the bill provides an exemption from the need to provide tax numbers where you are buying or selling your home. These people are not speculators and they have no tax obligations, so this information is not needed. There is no need for us to unfairly impact on New Zealand owner-occupiers who have worked hard and saved to buy a family home. Mr Speaker, the bill acknowledges that some of us own more than one property, that only one of them can be the main home. To help people identify which is their main home in these circumstances, the bill includes a greatest connection test. This test is drawn from case law and will be supported by advice and guidance. While it is not a register of foreign property owners, it will help us better understand the residential property market and inform housing policy accordingly. To better understand who is buying and selling houses in New Zealand, the bill provides for the asking of 2 questions. First, whether buyers or sellers or a member of their immediate family is a New Zealand citizen or holds either a resident, work or student visa, and the second question, whether or not they intend to live at the property being transferred. The Tax Administration Amendment Bill contains important measures to support New Zealand's anti-money laundering initiatives. To ensure that our anti-money laundering rules apply to non-residents before they buy a property, the bill requires offshore persons to provide a bank account number in order to get a New Zealand Inland Revenue tax number. Both bills will apply only to contracts entered into on or after the 1st of October 2015. The information will have to be provided after the 1st of April 2016, irrespective of when the contract was entered into. This means that it will only apply to new contracts that have gone unconditional after the commencement date of the 1st of October, and it will give people time to comply with the requirements of this bill. New Zealanders have a right to know that everyone who should pay tax does pay tax. These bills will make sure that this happens. Mr Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.